Hey, I'm Heather, and a number of years ago I set up a business called The Brain Trainer to help people who were suffering with bad thoughts about themselves, misbeliefs about their bodies, their lives, their worthiness. And I used a variety of techniques from EFT, meditation, brain entrainment technology, anything that I believed was helping leverage the brain to really control and retell the story around these misconceptions people were having about their lives, these stories. And although I believe still that there is value to uncovering where those stories began and what those stories were, I was really deceived with the healing part of EFT and meditation, and why it was working. So I grew the business to taking on some retreats, and I had retreats in Bali, in New York, and most recently in Spain. And this year, in May 2018, I went on my most recent retreat, and we had yoga every day, meditation, EFT, emotional freedom technique. If people don't know what that is, it's using acupressure points to sort of tap affirmations sort of about yourself to clear stories. But it puts you in the place of power, of sort of self-healing. And this was the biggest deception. And it's just really painful to know that I was part of deceiving others in this lie. That there is a much better, a more beautiful way of healing all of this. After that retreat, after I came back from the retreat, I received a text from my sister that had said that she loves me, that she supports me, but she couldn't support what I was doing. And I just sort of thought, what are you talking about? You're so narrow-minded. Lynette has been walking with Christ since she was 17. She's been a Christian since she was 17. And my feelings around that when we were younger and when she was going through that was, it just seemed so destructive. It just seemed to disrupt the family. There was a lot of fear. There was a lot of worry. My parents were worried for her, and she was worried for us. And I was just like, this can't be the truth. This can't be a way, because there's all this stuff and this religion and church, and I had no idea that it's not to do with that. It's to do with just having a relationship with God. And I was so deceived. Yet this text burnt in me. It sort of burnt in me so much so that I deleted her number and I turned my back on her. And I hadn't really been that close with her over the last number of years anyway. We hadn't really been speaking. And I didn't even sort of reply back. I was just so angry. I was so annoyed. And during the summer, so that was back in May, and then during the summer I kept seeking and searching for more answers, more power over my life, and in a way to help others heal. And so I was seeking, and I came across this Dowsing course. And if you don't know what Dowsing is, you can use like a pendulum or you can use rods to access earth energies and to ask these things questions. And I thought, wow, I'm tuning into my higher power. I'm tuning into my higher self. I'm so intuitive. It did a number on me, because it just was giving me everything that I wanted in terms of, wow, Heather, you're so great. It's just stroking my ego, it knew exactly how to attack me personally. And I was very just sucked into this belief that this was the answer. This was what was working. I understood it. I understood that the universe was this energetic interaction, and we were talking with it. And And it's just the biggest deception, it's the biggest lie. And I started doing this dowsing, and I was watching one of the videos, and the sound cut off for a moment, and I just thought, I stood back and I looked at it, because it wasn't just looking at earth energies, it was looking at sort of body meridians and energetic fields on the body, and trying to find something chakra misaligned, all of this stuff that was feeding into this fear, need, heal, seeking cycle. And there was people sort of stood around somebody lying down, and they were, going up and down, and you're meant to sort of tune into your higher self. And I just sort of thought, the sound cut off, and it looked like it was almost like a seance. And I thought, oh, that's a bit weird. That's a bit odd. I've never been into spirit guides and calling. I just sort of thought I was asking my own intuition. I was asking my awareness, I thought brilliance. My pride was just, wow, overwhelming. And it just scared me a little bit, because I just sort of thought, I started questioning, what am I tapping into? What am I calling in? What am I really calling in? How can I trust that this is really my intuition? And I think there is intuition, and then there is guidance, but who's guiding me? I want to be guided by the best and the most purest. I don't have the answers. I was kind of convincing myself that I was some sort of divine being. I was playing God. And I have since repented about that, because that is not what was happening. What was happening was I was being deceived, and it came crashing down around me when one night I was here, and I felt like I was going mad. It was the darkest time. This summer has been really, really dark for me. And I thought, I've got the answer. I found the answer. It's got to be this dowsing. It's got to be this next thing. It's got to be this next thing. And for a while, it was pulling me out of this dark place. I was getting like a hit of things flowing, or success, or something working in my life. And I thought, it must be the answer, because look, I'm getting the accolade back, that it's working, that this is the flow, this is the way. And it started impressing on me, this text, my sister, this text, and I just thought, why is this being impressed on me? I was brought to look at Doreen Virtue and Stephen Bancar's his experiences online, and if you don't know those guys, Doreen Virtue used to be the world's #1 sort of bestseller in sort of tarot cards and angel reading, and she's since come to Christianity. And I used to think, that's nice for Doreen. She seems like a lovely lady. She really is a lovely lady. But now I was coming across her more and more, and I was like, why am I watching this? They just definitely felt a pull to watch this stuff, and I'm so grateful that I followed this, because watching her saying that she too had been deceived, and watching Stephen's testimony, again, who used to write for a really popular website, and his own website that was talking about things from UFOs to astral projection to meditation, brain entrainment, binaural beats, all of these things that we grasp at because they lead us to all of the promises that we want, fame and fortune and amazing, wonderful sexual partners. And, all for free. Just all you got to do is just like do this, do this, do this. And it was keeping us away from not only just the beauty of the truth and what truth really is, and its love that it can show you. And I'm so pleased that it was impressed on me to keep watching these things, and thank goodness that I did. As it culminated in one night here, all alone, I was in my bedroom and I started feeling so fearful, and I had some of the most darkest thoughts of my life. And being the brain trainer, I'm aware of my thoughts, I'm aware of how to catch them and how to examine them. And I just thought, I don't know where this is coming from. If yoga and meditation and EFT and now the dowsing that really hurtled me into this downward spiral was the way, why am I turning my back on my sister? Why didn't I respond in love? If I really believed that it was beautiful, why didn't I say, no, Lynette, it really works for me? I was burnt up in rage and anger, and I deleted her number. And I was just having these dark thoughts of I don't want to be here anymore. I was thinking, wow, this is serious. And thank goodness for a certain interview, Stephen and Josh Peck, who were saying to call out Jesus' name, Jesus Christ, and in his name clear any demons and spirits. And before this idea of demons and spirits was just so like, what? No, what are you talking about? You're crazy, you're silly, this is old fashioned, this is so narrow-minded, that's not the way, ha ha ha, laughing. And just this smugness. And then I kept thinking, what if it's just my pride? What if it's just my total disgusting arrogance that is keeping me from knowing the truth? What if I've been so deceived and been whispered a lie all of this time that to not look at this stuff? So in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, my neighbours must have thought I was mad, so I was going around the house screaming Jesus Christ and clearing out all and every idol and anything that wasn't to do with God. Again, this isn't about a religion or being in a church. This was my relationship with God. And I had no idea that God existed. I had no idea. To me, it was just mind-blowing. And I just thought the Bible was just such an old story. It wasn't a thing. It isn't, I just thought it was a great, beautiful book. Yeah, great. I'm sure I read it when I was a kid, patchy, little bits at Sunday school. So I was going around the house screaming Jesus Christ and clearing out stuff in my house. The neighbours must have thought I was mad. I thought I was going mad. I thought I was like, what are you doing? But I have never known the darkness I had never known that darkness, and then just to see this light in my room again and to see this light in this house and just feel so much comfort and so much love that I've never experienced before. And I just went with it. And thank goodness that I did. I just went and I fell to my knees and I asked to be forgiven for being so prideful and playing God and thinking that I had any right or any divine power. I'm not divine. I mean, sometimes I think I look pretty divine, but because I'm made in God's image. So I'm okay to say that. But I just sort of felt so disgusted with myself for leading people astray into counterfeit, not true healing that God could provide. And it's been the most eye-opening experience, the most terrifying, awesome experience. And I love what Stephen said in one of his videos about that we all crave a spiritual life. That's why those other tantalizing offerings of law of attraction and manifest now and, dowsing and these channeling and mediumship and psychic, they're enticing and they're alluring and they're seductive because the quick and easy promise. And there is power in that, and you get those results because this is a powerful thing that you're dealing with, but you can overcome it and you can break I felt this love, I felt this clearing, and I was still all on my own because my sister didn't have my phone. I didn't have my sister's number, and all I wanted to do was call her and ask her to forgive me for turning my back on her. Although I don't think she even knew that I did. I think she just thought I just didn't reply. She didn't know that I didn't have a number, and my parents were away on this cruise. And all I wanted to do was go out and get a Bible, and I was kept in my room for 2 days. And it's bizarre because you just sort of think it's so subtle, but I was not sleeping in the night. I was feeling, this is before I went around and said Jesus Christ, by the way. So before that, I was kept in my room. It felt like I couldn't get out of the house. Something was keeping me, and I thought, this is weird. What if I've been wrong? What if actually there is these disgusting dark forces that are putting themselves up as all of these wonderful, pretty, cutesy packages that you just then go to. And I was kept away from going to get in the Bible. It felt like, why, out of everything that I've bought, and I've bought, boy, I shop all the time. So I was like, this is weird. What is keeping me from the Bible? Nothing in my life has ever been so hard to buy. And still I couldn't buy it. I was like getting to the library and I was like, there's just one version of the Bible and it's a reference copy. I was like, I need to be in it. I need to undersee. And when you start seeing and when you start looking at the Bible, I'm just wanting to tell my story. I'm not saying you sort of start seeing it with like the Holy Spirit goggles, Bible goggles. And it's an entirely different living, breathing, healing book, and it makes so much sense, more than anything else has in this entire crazy world. So anyone watching this, I would just question, what if you've been told a lie with this stuff? What if it's not real? What's keeping you in the way to just looking and seeking? Because certainly there was days these past weeks where I was just looking outside and the sun was shining and I just thought, Heather, no, you're being silly, you're being over dramatic as always, you're just going into it like a juggernaut, like you have with everything in your entire life, and with all of this exuberance and all of this thing, but also the fear of wow, what if I've been misled? What if I've actually been misled and I've disgustingly led other people into that to keep them away from a beautiful healing, a beautiful truth, a truth that is everything that you want, is that salvation. And I know these words sometimes sound big and scary, and it's been a huge learning experience just to deprogram the fear around the word Christian or the fear around the word, Savior or cross. They were quite scary words to me. Satan was a scary word, and it's totally unbelievable to me. It's totally unbelievable. Yet it's like when you look at an optical illusion and you stare at it for a while and then you see the reality. And it is that times a million when you see what the real truth is. And if you come to know this truth, it's undeniable. And I know that people will be seeing this, and I know that my friends, and I know that my family, not my sister, thank goodness, but my family are kind of like, Heather, this is so sudden, where does this come from? And they'll be, they're worried for me, and they've been worried for me. But coming to know this has been just incredible and awesome, and thank you for watching this, my testimony. Thanks.